Hello, beautiful soul. I am Dr. Andrea Pennington. I am the host of the Hero Collective. The Hero Collective is a 12-month journey to empower you to develop more psychological mastery, personal mastery of your life, of your health, of your finances, and your relationship. And ultimately, it's all about embodying the strongest, healthiest, most heroic version of you. I have been studying resilience for over 20 years as an integrative physician, and I began my work treating trauma and addiction and watching people transform through this holistic approach to healing that I use. And one of the key elements to seeing people recover, thrive, and experience post-traumatic growth is a sense of personal sovereignty and power. And that's what I want to help you achieve as well. So how do we do that? Well, I'm a little bit of a science nerd, and I'm happy to tell you that there have been multiple studies over the last 30, 40 years of various techniques in LifeWriting narrative therapy, in psychological therapy, breath work, meditation, visualization, all of the trauma healing modalities that I have been experienced in. When you use them in the right combination for you, because it's not one size fits all, you can actually set yourself onto a path of self-discovery and even self-healing. We each have within us our own inner healer. You have your own innate vitality code. It's in your DNA for you to recover from burnout, breakdowns, breakups, and what have you. You can recover. And what I've noticed in the last 20 years of using this holistic method is that we each progress through 5 stages of development when we want to level up. So if you're already thriving and you really want to get to that next level, these 5 stages will help you. If you're currently in the muck, kind of frustrated that the last couple of years have been so weird and wonky, these 5 stages will help you get clarity about who you are, who you were designed to be, who you were destined to be, and who you want to be going forward. Even if we can't change the outside circumstance, we can't necessarily control this chaos, the one thing we can do is go within and develop personal mastery. This is going to allow you to interact with whatever the outside world is doing with a greater sense of self-awareness and self-efficacy, competence, and confidence. And ultimately, we want to have a sense of peace that no matter what's going on, we are living a life of purpose. So the 5 stages that I'm talking about are outlined in my book, The Real Self-Love Handbook. And these 5 stages work no matter what. You can use these 5 stages with a coach or a therapist or in the Hero Collective with us as a group. There's a lot of research that shows that when we are in a healthy therapeutic alliance, that can be with a therapist, a coach, a family member, or a virtual community where you can be seen and heard in a safe way, non-judgmentally, that helps in our healing process. But the biggest thing I want you to be aware of is that you have this healing capacity within you. And all we have to do is sort of chip away at the debris and the confusion so that you can get back aligned with what I call your innate operating system, right? You came with some factory presets from the divine that put you on a path towards thriving in life. And it is the pollution of our daily lives that clogs up that code. And so this program is going to help you reboot, all right? And so these 5 stages of the Cornerstone Process begins with awareness. Self-awareness and emotional intelligence are always the cornerstones of any psychological or spiritual development program. You need to know who you really are. You need to know how you've been programmed or who you were programmed to be, to identify the aspects of you that no longer serve you, because many of us took on beliefs and behaviors and emotional reactions and responses to the past, to our childhood, to our environments. And many of us took on these behaviors and responses so that we could survive. And thank God we did that. Thank yourself that you did that. But now that the threat is gone and you're in a new situation as an adult, we might need to do some cleanup of those old beliefs and patterns and reclaim your sovereignty. Your sovereignty is your personal power that you came into this life with that might have got programmed out, beaten out, abused out. You disowned it for whatever reason. Like, we've all done this. I did this. Your personal sovereignty is your personal power. It is the power that you have as a spiritual being, as a soul, to come in and direct your life. We are meant to be the author of our life story and not just take on whatever is pushed upon us. You, in conjunction with the divine or whatever your belief system is, ultimately you have power. Now, you may have given it away, it may have been taken away. That's okay. We are on a mission to reinstate your sovereignty, reclaim your power. And so step 1 of the Cornerstone process is about just that. It's about self-awareness and emotional intelligence, finding out what your triggers are so that you can diffuse them, right? The second step is acceptance. There does come a moment where we accept that this is where we are. It may not be how we wanted it to look, but we can no longer look to the past and blame anybody else, including ourselves. So when we get to this step of acceptance, it is about compassion, forgiveness for yourself and others, and accepting that from this point forward, you will be the conscious chooser of your life experience. You will be the conscious, aware being that responds to life from your heart, from your soul, from your intuition and your inspiration, instead of the old programs from the past where you felt like you were a victim or you had to prove yourself or you weren't good enough or whatever those old programs are. With acceptance, all that good forgiveness and compassion, we are perfectly poised to move to step 3, which is accountability. With accountability, we are taking full responsibility of our lives and everything that happens moving forward. No more blame, no more shame, no more guilt. And with accountability, we also have this immense power to rewrite our self-narrative. The narrative is the story that you tell yourself about yourself. Like, you've been telling yourself a story about who you are, about what you're capable of, about what life is all about and what's possible for you moving forward. If that story has not been very empowering, or if it's just a little boring and you're ready to move on to the next level, now is the time for you to take control of that narrative. So what we're doing is not being, Pollyanna and fake. We're not denying what happened in the past, but we are taking the fuel from the past and the lessons from the past. And instead of wallowing in self-pity or misery or woe is me or poor little old me, we instead translate that into the fuel for us moving forward. Just like any good superhero would. Not the villain, the superhero. They would take the fuel from the past and let it inform and inspire them to move forward. And that's what accountability gives us. It gives us the ability to write the narrative from this point forward of who we will be, how we will show up, what kind of relationships we want to have, how we want to be in business and in life and in love, okay? Then we move into step 4, which is inspired action. Many of us have been taking action that wasn't inspired. We were just driven by old impulses, by the trauma response, by fear, by obligation, duty, codependency, instead of following our heart or our gut or divine inspiration. So when we move to step 4, we're asking for insight and inspiration from ourselves, from angelic beings. We go within and we pull out what we need. And this also means that we don't just do anything. Sometimes the best action is no action at all. It's to stop, to wait. And when you're doing this in a collective, it becomes easier because you get to watch other people as their stories are unfolding. So you learn the power of patience. And it's so incredibly powerful because it also helps you develop this sense of faith that you can rise to the occasion when necessary, that you can trust your intuition, and that you can be guided. And then we move to step 5 of the Cornerstone process, and that is appreciation. When you're doing a self-improvement project, when you are rehauling your life, when you are recovering from the drama and trauma of life, you need a lot of positive energy. And the number one thing that clinical studies have shown will really help us is an attitude of gratitude, positive emotion, like awe, like appreciation, like wonder, even laughter and humor. These things keep us moving forward with a sense of positivity. So you can get all of this in the Real Self-Love Handbook. It's also available as an audiobook with all the guided meditations and all of the exercises. Or you can join us in the Hero Collective. So in the Hero Collective, every month we will go through these first stages of understanding who you are, getting clear on the past and getting clear on your future vision, cleaning out whatever we need to clean out in the subconscious, addressing the shadow with patience and love, and then creating this heroic future that you want to live into, or any other archetype. Maybe you're like me. You've had this artist inside of you that has been kind of squashed in the background or stuffed away into the shadow. I am now embodying more of the artist in me, the singer, the writer, the composer. There are other archetypes that you might want to bring forward. Your inner warrior, the inner goddess, the inner child. We will be working with archetypes throughout the Hero Collective and the 10 traits of resilience so that you emerge from this process strong, healthy, attuned to who you really are, aligned with your heart and your soul, and moving forward with a sense of purpose and passion. I'm very excited about this. It has been 20 years in the making. I've been delivering this live with my patients, one-on-one, in group settings around the world, and in workshops. And so now being able to do this virtually with people around the world means that there are no barriers. Cost is not even a barrier. We have scholarships available, and the program starts at just $8 a month. There is no reason why you cannot join us, other than maybe time zones. But all of the videos are available in the membership area, and then we go live on the 4th Tuesday of the month. We go live at 12 p.m. Eastern. And you can ask questions, you can connect with other members, you can get feedback on what you're going through. As we begin the writing assignments, you don't have to share if you don't want to, but if you want to, it is incredibly healing to finally be able to speak up, be seen, be heard, be believed for what is going on so that you can move past it and move forward. All right? I would be honored to host you in the Hero Collective, to help you develop all of these incredible traits of resilience and hope and optimism for your future. I'll see you there.